Hey Clarence, it's James with the Ugandan Water Project, and your teachers have passed along some questions that you guys have about the work we do and what life is like in Uganda. And just wanted to kind of run through those and first just say thanks because I know you guys are doing a great job. I know Sean came out to the water walk with you and just really enjoyed time and hearing what you're doing. And several of you are just killing it with fundraising, but so many of you are doing your part, and we are so excited to see how you finish up in regards to your goal. It's just going to be awesome. All right, so looking through this list of questions, number one is actually from Theodore C. And it says, how many people live in the villages you visit? And well, Theodore, there's a lot of different size villages, and I think sometimes in our mind we picture a little circle of mud huts, and that's a village. But oftentimes we can see villages, they could be just about 30, 40 people in a small little community. But more of the ones we work with, there's several hundred. So you're talking about 20 to 50 families and that are in a given area, and that's extended families. And then some of them are larger. They could be 2,000, 3,000. And so then when we're talking about a community, we're talking about people that live around a school or around a church or around a clinic. And so it's small groups within the larger village. Second question was from Ryan N. And Ryan, you asked, what was the most difficult project you have done in Uganda? We had one a long time ago where they had a well that someone had drilled this well about 1.5 miles away from the school it was for, and it was 1.5 miles downhill. So the school was up on top of a big hill. It was like a big rocky hill, almost like a small mountain. Couldn't drill up there. So someone went down in the valley and drilled a well, but then they couldn't finish it. And so they asked for our help to get the water from that well and get it pumped all the way up to the school. And that was just a lot of complex engineering and math. We worked with Engineering Missions International, some partners that work specifically on the engineering piece, and the electric company to figure out how to get power and a big pump and a control house and all that stuff. It was about a $35,000 project, and it was really complex. Just a lot of moving parts and a lot of money, but we did it. Number 3 is from Eric P. Eric, you said, how long does it take to build a tank? A rainwater tank on a community building. Those actually go pretty fast. So as long as we've got all the materials and all of the tools and everybody ready, it actually only takes about 1.5 days. So it takes, first we have to dig out for the base and build the base and let the concrete for that cure. And then we have to hang all the face boards and the gutters on the building. And then we put the tank on and build a wall around it. And then we make a tap stand where people can fill their jugs. And then we connect it all together with plumbing and pipes and gutters. And it only takes about 1.5 days. Usually we can go out for 3 days and install 2 rainwater systems. Good question. And then Nick P., you asked, how long does it take to travel from Western New York to Uganda? That's a great question. A long time. Often our usual route, I'll fly from Rochester or Buffalo, occasionally Toronto, but usually we'll fly from here down to JFK in New York City. And then from New York City, we wait in the airport a while and then head out on a late flight, and that's about 12 or 13 hours to Dubai. Sometimes it's anywhere from 3 hours to 12 hours waiting in Dubai, and then another 5 hours down to Uganda. So usually these days, when I'm traveling by myself, I can leave early in the morning on one day and be traveling straight through just airports and airplanes and get to Uganda at about 1 or 2 in the afternoon their time. So it ends up being about 24 hours of straight travel. It's a long time. Great thing is there's a lot of movies on the plane. And then this question from Aiden S. Aiden asked, did you invent the filters and the water solutions? So the filters are actually a technology that was borrowed from the medical field, where they use it for dialysis, for cleaning blood. And we don't manufacture the filters ourselves. We buy them from a partner company called Sawyer Products, and they're down in Florida. And they manufacture them there. And rainwater systems, we buy all the components. We buy the big tanks. They're made in Uganda. All the pieces are made in Uganda. And we put them together. So we didn't invent rainwater systems. We have just made them much, much better. And our collection of parts and pieces and how we do it, we have definitely taught ourselves how to do that and learned from other people and improved and innovated. But you know, sometimes the best solutions are not brand new solutions or solutions you invent. It's figuring out how to bring people together and all the pieces and processes together in the most effective way. And we really do well at that. And then this is a question from Sam M and Deepika L. How long does it take to set up a water pump, and do the people in the villages help? So when you're doing a new well, it actually takes about 2 or 3 days to do the drilling, and then it takes a day to do the cement work and set the pump, and then really you need to wait and let that cure for about 2 weeks before it starts being used. That's for a brand new well. For repairing a well, like we often do, we go in, and after we do a full day of training with a water committee, we work with the water committee and with the local pump technicians in the community to pull everything out of that hole, all the pipes and rods and pieces and parts, and then we stick a big air hose down there and we crank that full of air, and it blasts water and mud and sludge everywhere and just cleans out that the hole. And then we put brand new shiny stainless steel parts in, and that whole process takes about 4 to 6 hours and of doing the repair work. So it's a day of training, half a day of work, and then we come back and check on it every few months. So that's how long. And then last question for this set is from Chelsea F. Chelsea, you said, how do you choose the communities you help? And usually I joke and I say we put on a blindfold and we put a map on the wall, we get some darts and we just kind of throw at it. And that's not really how it happens. There's a few different ways. Sometimes people here in the United States have a connection to a community in Uganda. So maybe it's a school has been doing some online like pen pal stuff with a school in Uganda, or maybe a church has a church that they help, or maybe there's an organization that's good at doing agriculture and they're helping do farming in Uganda, and they need help with water, and they come to us and we help them. So we're basically like a contractor to help them. Another way is people in Uganda hear about our work and they come to our office in Uganda and they apply and they ask for our assistance. And we take a look at their situation, we go visit their community and see how it goes. And then lastly, when we're out doing the work that we do, we are always taking a look around to see if there's other villages and other communities, other schools that need help. So we find them ourselves. And those are the 3 major ways. So hey gang, these were great questions. I'm going to do another video because there's another set of questions, but I don't want these to get too long. Hope this was helpful. Again, keep going. You guys are raising money and it's going to be great. We're hoping to help tons of schools this year. So the more money you raise, the more lives we save. And it's just one more way that you are making a difference. Thanks a lot. I'll talk to you again soon.